Show, the business podcast that proves that business is not rocket science. It breaks it down in 10 minutes every single day with our daily 10-minute business lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. And in today's lesson, you will learn when should you seek investment for your business. A lot of us, when we start building our business and the ball is rolling, we ask the question, should I get investment? Whether that's an angel investor, a personal investor like a family friend that would like to invest in your company, or equity partners even. When is the right time, and do you have to do this at all? We get into that in today's lesson, so let's get down to business. Today's episode of the $100 MBA Show is sponsored by Acuity Scheduling. Put sanity back in your life with Acuity Scheduling, the best scheduling software out there. I've seen them all and I tried most of them, and none of them come close to Acuity Scheduling. It's super easy to get your schedule in order with your clients, and it's all automatic. Clients can book you in your schedule themselves, therefore you're hands off and you can focus on your business. Plus, Acuity Scheduling is extremely affordable and powerful. But don't take my word for it. Try it out for free for 45 days over at acuityscheduling.com/MBA. That's acuityscheduling.com/MBA. So, when should you start seeking investment for your business? The first thing I want to say in today's lesson is that investment from somebody else other than your own money, whether that's an angel investor, a private investor, or bringing on partners with equity and capital, is not mandatory. You don't have to go down that route. You don't always have to get investors. You can have a thriving business with zero investment. You can grow slowly. You can take the profits of your growth and reinvest it in your own business. It's not going to be as rapid as a cash injection, but that's not always the right thing to do for your business. I just want to say that right off the bat. I'm also a little bit biased here because I don't like the idea of investment. Whenever somebody invests in your company, you're losing a little bit of control because they're going to want equity. And the decisions you make, other people will feel them, and they may not agree with them, and you're going to get some pushback sometimes, opposed to having a self-sustaining business where you are the one who's in control. All right, I just had to say that because that's where I stand when it comes to this, but sometimes we want investors. We want to take our business to the next level. We want to expand. We want to get into retail stores. We want to aggressively market. When is a good time to invest? I'm not going to talk about the ways to invest, but when do you know is a good time to get investment? First, let's cover when you shouldn't get investment or when you shouldn't seek investment. If you're not making a profit, if your business is not making a profit, you're going to have a hard time getting investors because you haven't had a proven model yet. People want to invest in successful businesses that make a return. So if you're not profitable yet, then it's not a good time. Some of us, we think it's the time to get investment when we need the money the most because I'm not making a profit. So if I get investment, then maybe I can. Well, that's just not how math works. If your current ROI, if your current profit margin is not working, then throwing money at the problem may help it in the short term, but in the long term, the returns are going to be the same. I know there's exceptions to this rule, but there are exceptions. So make sure your model is solid and you're making a profit on your business first. Don't try to get bailed out with an investor. Sometimes we fall in love with our ideas, we fall in love with our business, and we just don't want to give up, and we'll do anything to keep it alive, to keep that life alive. But don't let your emotions take over your rationale and the reality of your business. If you're not making a profit, you need to change your model. You need to make sure you're making a profit first. Number 2, only seek investment when you know what you're going to do with the money. If someone were to give you $300,000 right now to invest in your business, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to spend it? And how will it actually help grow your business? And the answers to these questions have to be very specific. Marketing is not specific. Facebook ads, again, not specific. What kind of Facebook ads? How much money are you going to spend on these ads? What's the return on this? What's the cost per acquisition? Do the numbers so you can figure out if the money spent on this will get you a return. Whatever you choose, whatever you say, I want to spend my investment money on marketing, on product development, on hiring new employees, whatever that is, you got to ask yourself the question, will this directly improve my business? Will it help my return on investment? The person that's giving it to you or the entity that's giving it to you is going to require a return. Number 3, what are you giving up in exchange? No one's going to give you investment for nothing. People are going to demand a certain percentage of the profits and a percentage of the business. So ask yourself, is it worth it to give up that percentage? You need to go through these things before you start seeking investment. Another thing to keep in mind when you're thinking about when to start getting investment or start seeking investment, is your business plateauing? Are you not growing any longer? In the last 6 months, have you not gone up in profits? Have you not grown? If so, it may be time for an investor to come into play or a partner, somebody that can bring something to the table, somebody that can actually influence your business in a positive way. But again, be specific. How will they do that and how will that money actually take you to the next level? Why can't you get to the next level right now without investment? If it's other reasons than just finances, then investments will not help. Another time you may want to consider investment is when you have a localized capped business. What I mean by that is, say for example, you have a clothing store in a physical location in New York City. Now, great location, you're getting a lot of foot traffic. You may have hundreds of thousands of people walking by your store every day. But even though it's in New York City, you are capped to the number of people that it can actually buy from you. There's only a certain amount of people that can actually walk through the doors every single day, even when you perfect your marketing and perfect your product. At that point, this physical location, this business that's on a storefront, is capped at revenue. It's capped at growth. In order for your business to grow, you're going to need to open up another location. This is where investment makes sense. You want to replicate that successful model of a physical business. Now to a new location, to a location that has different traffic, to obviously a location that doesn't cannibalize your current store. We're looking for fresh traffic you can't get because that store has maxed out. So if this is your situation, investment makes sense because opening up another physical location may be quite costly. It's a physical business. You may be making great revenue and great profits, but maybe not enough to open up another location or two. But again, you could see here that you've already had a successful model, you're profitable, and that business is growing. Then you move on to the next step. So as you can see here, before we actually seek investment, we try to manage our risk. We make sure that we're successful, that we're making a profit, that it makes sense, that we know exactly what we're going to do with that investment money. We also look at the terms. If the person that's investing is looking for a percentage of the business, how much of a percentage? How much power do they have? How much say do they have? All these things need to be considered. Because at the end of the day, you may weigh it up and say, hey, you know what? It's just not what it's worth. I won't seek investment and I'll just keep hanging in with the business I have, at the profits I have. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a business that caps out at a certain amount of money, especially if it's a healthy ROI, if it's a healthy gain. You know, there's many successful small businesses that make a good profit, that make over 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 a year. That's a good living. And there's nothing wrong with just being happy with that. But obviously, if you want to expand and you want to go down the investment route so you can make even more profits, then the choice is yours. Guys, I got more on today's topic, but before that, I got to give love to today's sponsor, Acuity Scheduling. Acuity Scheduling is the most advanced and the easiest scheduling software I've ever seen. You can customize everything to match your look and feel of your business and brand. You can embed your calendar right on your website for a seamless booking experience for your clients. You can easily share your calendar on Facebook or Twitter. You can charge for people booking your time on your calendar, which is amazing. You can even sell gift certificates for your time if you're a coaching business or a consulting business. But my favorite feature is the fact that they will sync the right time zones for you. They'll convert the time zones so you'll never miss an appointment. You know how many times I missed an appointment because my calendar app was not syncing the time zones right? With Acuity Scheduling, that never happens anymore. But don't take my word for it. Try it out for free for 45 days. Just go to acuityscheduling.com/MBA. That's acuityscheduling.com/MBA. Seeking investment for your business is a big step, so don't rush it. Make sure that you're ready, make sure it makes sense, and make sure that it actually helps your business. You're in control. You're the person that has created this business, so don't ever feel forced to seek investment sooner than you need it. Have a proof of concept and have a working model of a profitable business first, and then take it from there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and I hope you enjoy every lesson we put out there on the $100 MBA show. Every single day, we deliver a fresh new 10-minute business lesson. All you got to do is hit subscribe on iTunes or any of the podcast apps you use. By hitting subscribe, you get the episode automatically, so when you wake up in the morning, a new episode is ready for you. You also have access to the archives when you subscribe. Most podcasting apps only display the last 300 episodes, so we're well over that. We're 540 plus. So if you want to get into the archives, make sure you hit subscribe. All right, guys, that wraps up today's episode. But before I go, I want to leave you with this. When you come to choose an investor, whether it's an individual or an entity or a group of people or a couple of new partners, make sure you know this person very well. Make sure you get to know them. Make sure you have similar values. Make sure you have the same vision for the business. This is a marriage, so to speak. This is a relationship. Just because they're throwing money at you doesn't mean that you just sign on the dotted line. I know that's kind of obvious, but sometimes we don't realize how important it is to make sure you have the right match, because at the end of the day, they will be a big part of your business. All right, guys, I hope that helps, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's episode. I'll check you then. Take care.